Sorry about that, everyone. I sell a lot of plants, and I had to sell a plant, so had to temporarily disconnect the live stream to sell the plant. So that was cool. So yeah, hybrid life. Yeah, so you were saying, yeah, you know, and some of these channels, you know, they are propped up, and it's hard for me to tell. I don't get that impression with the, I don't get that impression from watching the Watch Gringa channel that it's being propped up somehow. But what is curious though is how quickly the number of subscribers has grown. But if you look at the demographics, and I mean this, when I say demographics, this is just, you know, publicly get on YouTube and search for, you know, wristwatch reviews, wristwatch type content, and the majority of the people that you find showcasing that content are male. So I think as far as female watch reviewers on YouTube, I think that Watch Gringa is one of the few, and I think that Jenny L is probably the most popular. And then what is it, Theo and Harris, I forget her name, she's on the Theo and Harris channel. Other than that, I can't think of any more. So I think that may be part of the you know, the rapid what am I trying to say, the rapid subscriber growth. And you know, part of me has thought about you know, if I could find just like you know, doing like a I don't know where you would find video talent, but you know, find someone that was cheap, you know, and get them to be the face on video in some of the wristwatch reviews. I mean, obviously, you know, if I went for try to track some sort of supermodel, that would probably command a high price tag. So I wouldn't want to go that far. I would just want to find, you know, like find some, you know, they'd have to be very attractive. Like find the most attractive, you know, the most attractive female that you could find, and make her the face on video for these wristwatch reviews. You know, because I mean, the thing is, if that's from an analytics perspective, if that's what's making those channels trend upward so quickly, then, you know, that would be easy to do. I mean, assuming that, and I mean, I don't know, I mean, you know, you'd have to recruit the video talent in a way that, you know, I mean, it's kind of a weird thing to do. It's like, yeah, you know, you're looking for for attractive female to promote, not to promote, but to review wristwatches online. You know, that would be, the recruiting for that would be a little bit interesting, but you'd have to have, you know, it would have to be a personality that was trainable, because see, that's one thing with Jenny L. See, she's got, I think she genuinely has some knowledge. So it's not just, you know, she's obviously not reading scripts, I don't think. So, you know, she's got some knowledge. Now, if you just got, you know, you just got an attractive, whoa, this ground is wet, man. My feet are soaked now, man. If you just got an attractive face on video, you know, that didn't really know the lingo and all that, it could be detrimental for the brand. And, you know, that's the thing. I mean, you know, I would like to find a, you know, just an attractive female that wants to be on wristwatch videos. And just, you know, I think that would be cool for the channel. You know, and cool exposure. I mean, especially if it was like, you know, someone who was looking to go into modeling or something like that, and they could be like, yeah, you know, you found me on Our Skies Adventure channel. So, you know, it would be kind of a cross-promotional type deal, meaning that, you know, it would give, it'd give them a very, you know, give them a public stage. And, you know, they could, you know, maybe it'd be a deal where I'm like, okay, well, you know, if you want to talk wristwatches on the channel, you know, what could I do? You know, what could I do for you to help you? You know, and that would be the big thing in that scenario, would be, you know, someone that was, you know, she's trying to get into modeling or whatever and develop a resume, you know, she could say, well, you know, I helped to review wristwatches on this large YouTube channel, and you know, here's an example of my work. So, you know, it'd be something where I would make all the videos highly professional with good audio and good lighting, and you know, that could function as a resume builder. So, you know, that's something I've had in mind, and hybrid life. It's, you know, it's interesting that you brought that up, Watch Gringa. You know, I think I could find, you know, not like, here's the thing, when you're looking for talent, for video talent, you don't want, like, I mean, you don't want a face on video that's so, like, you know, ridiculously unbelievable. I mean, you would probably want, I would say on the scale of 1 to 10, I mean, ideally, you'd probably want like cosmetically like a 7 or an 8, you know, to be your wristwatch review spokeswoman. And then that way, you know, it's like she seems approachable. You know, it's not like she's so good looking that she's not approachable. You know, you want your viewers to feel like, you know, your channel's approachable, but still, you know, premium enough, you know, to where she looks like, you know, she could have a career in modeling, you know, because ultimately it's a cross-promotional deal where it's like, okay, well, you know, you help me review these wristwatches on video, and, you know, I'll help you get your, you know, build your resume and get your, you know, build your exposure. So who knows? I mean, wouldn't that be funny if that happened, and then, you know, she went on to some sort of like professional modeling career and link back to the channel. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, that's just one idea, and that's, however, like, that's something I want to do, man. We need I think we really need to go after the, you know, the female demographic, because that's what, you know, Watch Gringa and Jenny L, you know, that's something that's bringing you know, heightened exposure to their YouTube channels. So, you know, that's a big thing. So I'm going to work on that. I've got to figure out how to recruit, and it wouldn't be like, you know, it wouldn't be like an in-person recruiting. It's not like, oh, you know, we meet at the studio and do these videos. It would be from remote. So it'd be like, okay, here's so it'd be a situation where I would have, you know, the wristwatches, I'd video them, and then I would have, you know, the supermodel, you know, do the narration and the face on video, talking about it and all that. I don't know. What do y'all think? Does that sound crazy, or is that next level good for the channel? So yeah, just something kind of in the back pocket there, trying to figure out how to piece it all together. Man, this ground is soaked. Yeah. Walking through the watery grass. It's not good. And it is cold. The good thing about being cold, though, you get acclimated to the colder temps, and that's important, you know, especially when you spend a lot of time in the backcountry. You know, you need to be able to you know, to not freeze to death in the cold. You know, if you've been in a tropical environment for 6 months, and then you go straight from that tropical environment to Alaska, yeah, it's going to be a temperature shock for the body. So the best thing to do is just kind of like ease in, get you know, make yourself acclimate to the temperature, and then it's not as intense. So yeah, I had that previous live stream, and I had to disconnect it because I had to deliver a plant. Somebody was purchasing a plant. How crazy is that? So yeah, it's interesting stuff. Sony's apparently about to come out with they came out with the A7 IV. Now this chip shortage and all that, you know, things are delayed quite severely, but they came out with this new camera, and the rumors rumors suggest that Sony may be coming out with a compact camera that'll do all sorts of cool video. Now, so they came out with that vlogging camera. I forget the model number. It's APS-C, which is fine. But it had the, the product showcase. So if you're doing an unboxing or review, you can push a button, it'll focus upon the product instead of the narrator. So, that was kind of cool. And yeah, it's the only thing is it uses the old style batteries, and I don't like those. I like the current Sony battery, like you find in the A7R4. Just so much better battery life, and that's something that kept me away from that new APS-C that they released. So, and they say the rolling shutter on that new Sony APS-C camera is horrible. So, if you were using it for a lot more than just putting it on a tripod and doing unboxing videos and live streaming, you may find that it's not really that good of a deal after all. I think with the A7 IV, I think that Sony's been a little bit too proud with their pricing, and that's a shame. I would love to have seen the A7 IV come in below the $2,000 US mark. I think that would have been a lot better, but ultimately they'll probably sell anyway, and unfortunately that's probably why the prices won't go down, because if they could sell them at a higher price, why sell them at a lower price, unless they're selling a drastically greater quantity at a lower price per unit. But who knows? It is what it is, man. It definitely is. So yeah, I've got the one camera now, which is the A7R4, which is great. Now, if they come out with an A7R5 soon that has a flip forward LCD, for me, that'll be the perfect camera. That's the only thing I don't like not having right now, is the flip forward LCD. Because if I add if I plug in a field monitor to the HDMI port, and this is so goofy and I don't know why it does this, if you plug in a field monitor to the A7R4's HDMI port, at least with the most current firmware, what'll happen, if you step out, say you're doing, like I do, you got a drone out in the field, you're doing a field test, and you start out in the camera's field of view. Well, then you run through the field, step out of the camera's frame, and then back in. The fact that you've got an HDMI field monitor plugged in, it does away with the autofocus. So it doesn't, when you re-enter the camera's field of view, because you've got an HDMI field monitor running, it disables the I don't know why it disables the autofocus. It's goofy. And a lot of people have encountered that, and it's just like, well, what's going on? Because originally I thought the camera was broken. This was many years ago. And then people are like, no, if you use externally connected HDMI display on the A7R4, the ILC7RM4 Sony Alpha camera, that it will disable the the autofocus, and it makes no sense. So in other words, they need to add, I wish there was a flip forward screen on the A7R4, because if there was, it'd be perfect. For stills, it's the best camera on the market in my opinion. For video, it's exceptional. If it only had that flip forward LCD display, it would be perfect. But I guess you can't have everything. That's why they have multiple camera models. But being an adventure travel vlogger, it's it's difficult to carry multiple cameras all the time. Sometimes you just want one. Especially in my case, I've got the 24 to 70 G Master, the 16 to 35 G Master, and then a 100 to 400 Sigma, for bears and stuff. And when you're carrying all that in your pack, number one, it's heavy, but number two, it's a lot of bulk. So, you really can't carry much more. So, the more things that one camera, a single camera system can do, the better. So, it's annoying to have to carry so much equipment. So for that reason, I hope that Sony releases an R version, which is resolution, an A7R version that has a flip forward LCD display. So yeah, that's my wish. Will it happen? I mean, who knows? But hopefully it will. So well, I'm gonna eat some barbecue because I burned some fat. So I'm getting less fat. So I'm gonna eat some barbecue. Stay tuned for another live show very soon, and subscribe if you haven't already. Ring that bell icon to be notified whenever I post another video. Y'all have a good day.